Hello, my name is Iyanna of Iyanna.co. I teach ladypreneurs how to organize their finances through bookkeeping and bookkeeping training. I'm here to help you with finding the perfect price for your service-based business. So when you first get your pricing calculator, the first thing you want to do is make a copy. File, make a copy, rename it, and put it into the folder in your Google Drive that most likely deals with the financing in your business. Press OK. Then we're going to go into the good stuff, the pricing calculator. What I like to do on brainstorming revenue goals is thinking of how much you want to pay yourself. I go by profit first, which is taking no more than 50% at a certain revenue point. Now, let's say you want to contribute to your household $2,500 to start out with. This means your business must make $5,000. Or let's say, God forbid, we have to make our business replace our full-time income or our partner's income, significant other, and let's say now we have to make $4,000. This means our business must make $8,000. But you can change it around. Let's just go back to 2,500 for the sake of the video and go from there. So let's say now we're going to go into kind of seeing how many hours we want to spend on our business weekly. Let's say we want to spend, including client work and marketing, blog content, and everything that goes into running a business. Let's say we only want to put in 30 hours a week. And let's say out of those 30 hours, we want to put in 20 hours of client work. Let's get back to this later. So let's start going on your pricing. Let's say you have 4 different pricings on your website with different options for your clients. Now, service 1 is obviously your lowest, and let's say you are a copywriter and you're just doing website copy auditing. The price is $197, and at this rate, you can take in 10 clients. They will only work with you for 1 hour. And behind the scenes work, well, let's go back to this. The number of live hours is how many hours you're face-to-face with that client. This means you're on Skype, you're on Zoom, or Uber Conference, or Google Hangouts. Total behind-the-scene hours is what you're doing, like saying you're looking at the website copy, you're reading the pages thoroughly, you're making notes, you're crafting emails, you're doing your workflow. That is your behind-the-scene hours. And of course, the total hours is everything put together. Then it calculates how much you're making an hour. Although we're a value-based pricing, we don't want to work on pennies an hour. And based on your price and how many clients you're taking a month, this estimates the monthly stream per service. So let's go back. First one, website copy audit. 10 clients. 1 live hour with the client. Behind the scene hours, it's probably not going to be 4. So let's say it is behind the scenes just 2 hours. In total, just 3 hours working with this client. And this means you're making $65, $67 an hour. That's pretty good, right? So let's say for tier 2, it's a little bit more, and you're basically, let's say now you are restructuring their probably like 2 or 3 pages. Let's say you're redoing 2 pages. 2-page overhaul. This is at $297. At this rate, you're only taking in 4 clients. This is 2 because you have your initial meeting, then you have your so let's say with your initial meeting, I think what you can do is have your form and then have your discovery call. So this doesn't include your discovery calls, but it includes like the actual live working with them once they've booked. So let's say you have 2 hours, 2 sessions. First half is making sure you understand, and then making sure that you finish it and they kind of give you feedback. Behind the scenes hours, let's say this is 4, in total 6 hours. Now this is where we kind of have the discrepancy. So you're only making $49.50 an hour, and relatively could be good or bad depending on how much everything comes together. Let's say your editor for this third tier, and this is $497. You're only taking on 3 clients. You probably have with the editor, you're probably not talking with them every single time, or you may have 30-minute conversations with them every week. So let's say for the month, let's say you're only doing 2.5. Let's keep it at that. And then behind the scenes, hours is about, let's say 5. Well, let's say 6 because you're editing the stuff, the content, and you're drafting your emails. And okay, so let's say we do that. And then this is the 4th tier where you're doing launch copy. You're only taking on 1 client at this time. You have, for launch copy, you have your first session, and let's say 3 sessions. I'm not sure, I'm not a copywriter. Then behind the scenes, you have about 7. This is what we have calculated as the average revenue per client. Now, this is over your $277.78, which is awesome. And now you've hit your revenue goal for your business. Now let's go to the hours calculated. On here, we've calculated that you could take on 18 clients for the month. This is the average of how much hours you're spending on only client work for the month. This is the average live hours for the month. This is your average client work per week, and this is your average live hours per week. Now this is a little bit more than you wanted, so we could kind of see how we can make the behind the scenes hours a little bit less. And this comes with having a good CRM, having a good workflow with your clients, having something like Asana to work with your clients, and just have everything streamlined so that you can decrease these hours. So let's say after a couple of months, you decreased your launch copy behind the scenes hours to 6. And then you decreased your editor to 5. And your overhaul, let's say that went down to 5. Went down to 5 as well. Uh-oh, I did something. Okay, so let's say you decreased your launch copy down to 5. And behind the scenes to 1.5. And 2-page overhaul to 4. And this is how, and then now we have your average work week for only client work at 19.8, which is awesome. So let's say now you kind of need to have your business contribute more to your household. God forbid anyone is laid off or having a hard time getting their income, like your partner, your spouse, significant other. Let's say now you need to contribute $4,000 to your household. This means your business must make $8,000. Let's say it's not cutting it now because now you've Now you need to make an average of 4.44 and 44 cents. So it's kind of cool, right? So now you've been in your business for a while now and you've increased the value. So let's say now you want to up it up and put your website copy as $2.97, assuming that you have your testimonials, everything ready to go. So let's see what that brings. Okay, so now it's at $3.52, and now you're making this much an hour. Pretty cool. So now you want to increase this to $3.49 or even $3.97. Your editor, maybe we don't like this. Maybe let's do $4.49. And then let's say your editor package is at $5.50. And let's say your launch copy, now you're just whipping it out and making someone's launch copy amazing. You could probably take on 2. And let's say now that's $9.97. And for this, let's say now we only want to do 8. Or now we want to be an editor for, let's say, the 2-page overhaul. Let's say we want 5. Okay. But now we're spending 22 hours on client work, and that's a little bit over. What we can do, maybe we could bump this up to 9. And then we could bump this back down to 4. And then we could bump this down to 2. Let's play around with it more. Our hours are perfect, but this is not. Let's see. Okay, our hours are pretty good now, and we just said, oh, let's do one more because this is so low of your total hours. Now we've made our goal. Awesome. Now you've almost made 6 figures in your business at this rate. But obviously your business is different. You have different tiers. You can play around with your pricing. First, you want to put in your current pricing, see where you're at now, see if you're reaching your revenue goals, and then go from there. And then you could reference this every month or every quarter to see, hey, I've done so many clients, now it's time to up the value and up the price, and then so forth. Thank you for watching.